A bird in a world, no trees, you were hung up there in disbelief. I know I'm a hard rock to drag around. Hey there, hope you're having a great day wherever you're at. Today I'm going to be doing a video that I've actually gotten a couple requests to do, which is a tutorial for Towing the Line by Ben Howard. I've never done a tutorial for a song before, and this is a pretty easy song, so it's good for me to start with teaching something like this. And it's also good for you, even if you're a beginner guitarist, you can probably still play this song because it's pretty simple, ton of fun to play, and it's actually great practice for chord shapes that are, varying around on the fretboard instead of sticking with these first 3 to 5 frets. You're actually moving your hand around, so that's good practice. Very, very basic finger picking pattern. Won't be too difficult. If you've never done fingerstyle before, you can probably still play this song. It might take a little practice, but I'm sure you can get it. So I'm going to start with the tuning of the song. The only strings we have to even use in this song are the low 4 strings. So don't worry about people saying to tune your guitar to DADGAD. You can do that if you want to, but you really don't have to for this song because you're not using the 2 high strings at all. We're just going to drop our low E down to a D. And you're set. That's all you have to do for the tuning of this song. Don't worry about doing anything else. I want to start by teaching you the picking pattern, because once you get this picking pattern, the whole thing just loops for the whole song. And once you get that down in your head, it's going to be a lot easier because you can just then worry about moving your fretting hand around, getting the chords, and it all falls into place. So I'm going to give the first chord of the song so that I can show you the pattern. So the first chord that we're going to be playing here, we have our middle and our ring finger on the 8th fret of the 5th and 6th string. The 4th string is open, and then on the 3rd string, we're fretting on the 7th fret with our index finger. So that's what the chord should sound like. And the pattern that we're working with for this song here is we're picking 6, 4, 3, and then 5, 4, 3. Now this isn't a straight pattern. We're not doing this. That doesn't sound right, does it? Well, it's not. We're doing a bit of a swing pattern to it where we've kind of got this. So instead of it being like even space between notes, we've kind of got, that swing pattern going on. So again, we're picking the low bass string, the 6th string, picking the open 4th string, picking that 3rd string on the 7th fret, and then doing the same thing but changing the first note to being the 5th string. And that pattern loops the whole time. So what I want you to do is just sit with it until you can play that pattern without even having to think about it. You can talk while you're playing, you can do whatever, but your hand is just playing that pattern the whole time. And once you get to this point, the rest of the song becomes much easier, because then you just have to worry about the chords. You don't have to think too much about the picking hand. So get to that point. So now we've got the first pattern, the only pattern in the song. I'm going to say the first chord. We have the first chord and the picking pattern down. Just sit here until it's fluent. Once you feel like you're comfortable doing that, we're going to move on to the next shape of the verse. Now, Ben starts singing right away in this song. There's no intro on the guitar. So you don't have to worry about an intro and then a verse. We're getting right into the verse here. So just going away at that. And now we're going to drop down. We're going to move that same shape down to the 3rd and 2nd fret, but we're also going to add our pinky onto the 3rd fret of that 4th string. So then we have on the 3rd fret, the low 3 strings are covered by the middle ring and pinky, and then our index is on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So we're going from, you play each chord twice, and then we're going down to that 2nd shape. So now for the 3rd shape, you can see we can move through this quite quickly because all we have to do is get these chords down now that we have that pattern. The next shape, we're going all the way up, keeping that shape the same, but all the way up to the 10th fret and the 9th fret. Now you're gonna have to kind of squeeze these 3 fingers onto the 10th fret there. And instead of, if you're struggling with this, you don't have to keep your hand flat like this. Try to turn it a little bit if that makes getting that shape easier for you. So then we have so what we have so far, we have that first one on the 8th and the 7th fret, and then down to the 3rd and the 2nd, the 10th and the 9th. Now let's move on to the last chord of the verse. Easiest chord. We're gonna move down, have our index finger on that 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and we're just gonna put our ring finger onto the 3rd fret of the 4th string. And then those low 2 strings are completely left open. So we go from that first shape and then down there. Simple, and that's the entire verse. Now, in terms of where things line up with how he's singing, once I do that, we'll move on to the chorus, and then that's actually it. It starts right away. We start singing right on that first note, and I'll sing and play very slowly so you can kind of hear where things line up here. Towing the line, I watch the host drink all the wine, and now she rambles through the who and who of nights. The old man is a painter of tired seascapes, tired old adventure. So my mind wanders, picking at the table to cure the rot. So there we go, that is the verse. Okay, so let's move on to the chorus. Now the chorus starts exactly the same as the verse does, with those same first 2 chords. And we're actually using the same 4 chords from the verse in this first section of the chorus. We're just changing one slight thing about the progression. So we start the same way as the verse does, but then instead of going up to the 10th fret, and then down to that 3rd and 2nd fret, we start on this shape and move up to the 10th and 9th. So instead of this, which is how the verse goes, where we go down from there, go up. In the chorus, we have simple. Just a very slight change in the progression of how that goes. So love is in the early mornings, in the shadows under the trees, not in the good. Now we have a change. So instead of going back down here, you can do that. It still sounds good, but the way that it's played on the album is we're actually going to go up. We have a new shape now. Going up to the 12th fret on the 5th and 6th string, leave that 4th string open, and then fret the 10th fret with your index finger on that, on the 3rd string. So we have the chorus, then we're up to that 10th, now we're going up to that new shape with the 12th and the 10th fret. Now we have another new shape. Now it's the same shape as this one down here that we've seen in the chorus as well as in the verse, but we're just moving it 2 frets up. So we have the low 3 strings covered on that 5th fret, and then the 3rd string covered on the 4th fret. So we go up from that shape, and now we're moving down to the 3rd fret position, and up to the 10th fret position. So now to close off the chorus, we're on that 8th fret, go down to the 3rd, and then right up to the 10th. that's it. So now for the whole chorus, we have the 8th fret position down to the 3rd fret position, down to that open, and then up to the 10th, the 12th, 5th, 3rd, 10th, 8th, 3rd, 10th. There you go. Now I'll sing through it so you guys can hear where everything lines up again. Love is in the early morning, in the shadows under the trees, not in the cocoon ashes, floating down from the rookery. Down here I crow for you, crow for me. Down here I crow for you, crow for me. And that's it. That's the whole song. There are no other changes the entire time. You're just back to that verse progression. And the chorus is exactly the same both times. So that's about it. The song is very simple again, and I apologize if I was a little difficult to understand to any extent, because as I said, I haven't taught music before. So I hope the tutorial was fairly easy to follow. So thank you all so much for watching, and hope to see you all next time. Have a good one.